EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martins here with your outlook for September 11th, 2024. Today, of course, we commemorate the lives that were tragically lost on September 11th, 2001, which was 23 years ago today. Very hard to believe it's been that long. Welcome to Wild Weather Wednesday, brought to you by Pure Sight and Sound. Our favorite caveman, Og, was having a bad day. In fact, one in a series of bad days. There in his cave, Og was having trouble understanding spoken words coming from his TV. Music was decent, but dialogue was muddy and indistinct. Og called his friend Ed over at Pure Sight and Sound, was surprised to learn that not only was this a common situation, but Pure Sight and Sound had solved it in a number of listening venues, basements, theaters, meeting rooms, conference centers, living rooms, even indoor pools, and yes, man caves. Pure Sight and Sound used physics to solve Og's problem, and Og was a happy caveman indeed. Yay, science. If you're in a room and having trouble understanding dialogue, it probably doesn't mean that you're hard of hearing. More likely you're in a room with bad acoustics. Call Ed at the phone number above me here in the video, 570-992-2992, or visit them on the web at puresightandsound.com. And like Og, you'll enjoy understanding conversations once again. They are Pure Sight and Sound Incorporated, proud sponsor of the Wednesday video forecast. Okay, so this isn't hard this week. I told you that in the previous videos, that we're going to have very short videos because we don't have a lot to discuss other than Francine, which is going to be making landfall today in south central Louisiana, maybe a little bit further east than originally thought, but it's still going to be a hurricane making landfall because it already is a hurricane. As of the 11 o'clock advisory from the National Hurricane Center. This says 10 p.m. here, but this is 10 p.m. Central Time. I will tell you that there was an update from the Hurricane Hunter reconnaissance aircraft that came in at 11:20 p.m. this evening. I'm recording this at just about midnight, so I did see that reconnaissance report that now shows that it has strengthened. It does show maximum sustained winds of 75 miles per hour. It is now showing 85 miles per hour. Once you get to 96, it's a Category 2, and I do think there's a time before landfall for that to continue to strengthen before landfall and reach Category 2 strength before it makes landfall. It'll be west of New Orleans, but still in south central Louisiana, and that is going to be most likely a Category 2 hurricane once it makes landfall at that point. Okay, so there are hurricane warnings up all along from just about New Orleans and further west here, and then tropical storm warnings around the periphery. But one thing to notice about this is once it makes landfall, of course, it decreases in intensity, goes to a tropical storm over land because it weakens over land. That's what it happens with landfalling hurricanes. It becomes a depression once it gets up in northern Mississippi. So once it's by Jackson, Mississippi, it's still a tropical storm. Once it's in northwestern Mississippi, it's a tropical depression. And then once it gets over here in the western portions of the Tennessee Valley, it will be a post-tropical depression. This is not something we're going to have remnant rains from. And I explained this in detail why we're not going to have this, but I'll just give you a quick recap of this today. Big ridging across our region, moving into the region this week, and that here's the hurricane, and here's the ridging starting to build in. So this is going to set up a roadblock. It'll get up to about a point about right here, and it can't go any further because that ridging's in place. And that's exactly what's going to end up happening. And as we go farther in time, and you see it over the Tennessee Valley, and I'll stop it here on Saturday morning. Big high pressure sitting right here. Highest anomalies are going to be up here as far as departures from normal, but the high pressure is down here. So this low, which is the remnant low of the hurricane, is sitting out here. It cannot go through that high. That is not how physics works. Okay? High pressure guides low pressure, and not the other way around. And that doesn't matter if it's a low pressure hurricane or a low pressure synoptic low pressure. It doesn't matter. Okay, so because this ridge into place, it sets up a roadblock and it cannot move into our region, so we are not going to have remnant rainfall from this, much to the chagrin of those of you that are looking for some rainfall. Okay, so we'll look at this on the European model, and you can see it moving up in through up across Mississippi here, and then it gets in the western Tennessee Valley, and it kind of falls apart. See that? Disappears. But nothing's coming into our region. This is Saturday morning. This is Sunday morning. This is Monday morning. And there's still nothing there. Nothing at all. So we're not looking at any precipitation here in the upcoming week, in the next 7 days. And that has been communicated every single video I've done. But there is the opportunity that we will have a tropical or subtropical system here as we get head toward midweek next week. And you might get a little bit of rain on that. That's a maybe. I wouldn't hold my breath for that because, again, tropical, subtropical systems you're looking at, that's 10 days from now. Not always going to work out. So we'll see how this transpires. But we always knew that it was going to be the 17th and beyond for any opportunity for any precipitation. It was going to be dry all the way up to this point, and humidity is not going to be a factor in today's weather at all. Temperature 78 to 83, as you see above me today, mostly sunny skies. Same thing with the sky condition for Thursday, but a little bit warmer. Again, we're nudging up a little bit each day and progressively warmer, so we're going to get into the lower 80s generally here for Thursday. And then when we get to Friday, I think we just nudge up slightly more than that. So it might be like 81 to 85 or 82 to 86. It's going to be very close to that. I think the peak heating day, so to speak, of this entire ridging episode will be on Saturday. Saturday looks like it's going to be the day that's going to be the warmest the entire period. And I will tell you, this is one of those rare situations because of the highest anomalies relative average are going to be up here, right there where the brightest colors of red are. The closer to that you are within our region, the higher the temperature is going to be. There's going to be one of those rare occasions where Wilkes-Barre, for example, might be as warm, if not warmer, than Philadelphia. Okay, so that's kind of backwards from what we usually deal with across the region, but that is certainly a possibility because the best ridging, the highest anomalies relative to average will be across southeastern Canada in this case. So the closer you are to that, the higher the anomalies will be, and you'll have some warmer temperatures. But I do expect that we're going to be dry all the way through Tuesday. And there's maybe a chance something comes in here Tuesday night or Wednesday with this next system, but we'll see. We'll see. That's a long shot there because that's out there a ways. We have plenty of time to look at that, but just don't look for anything up here in the next 7 days, all the way through next Tuesday. Early next week should be dry, and we're looking at mostly sunny skies from today through the weekend. I'm EPA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for September 11th, 2024. Have a great Wednesday.